Okay, this is the proportion word problems. We did number 1 together yesterday, so we're going to begin on number 2. The coach hit 18 home runs in 9 baseball games. How many home runs will he have hit in 11 baseball games? Number 3. Who's number 3? All right, Cody. What are we comparing in words?
Games to home runs.
Okay, games to home runs. Now, does it matter if we put home runs to games instead? As long as we keep it the same all the way across, we're going to be fine. We just have to keep our ratio and rate the same all the way across. So, what is our given? Who's number 9? Number 8. Okay. Zachary, what is our given rate here? Okay, now on this particular one, we're looking at games to home runs. So how many games is it given? 9 games to how many home runs? 18 home runs. All right, and then it says how many home runs will he have hit in 11 baseball games? 11 baseball games. So remember, we're keeping games, 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 home runs, home runs, home runs. So in our question, how many home runs? What are we going to put for home runs? That's going to be our X. We have X home runs because that is what we do not know and we're trying to find. All right. What will be our number of games at the top? Number 1?
11.
11 games. Okay, what is the next step to solving this? Number 15.
Cross multiply.
Cross multiply. And which one, Braden, are we going to start with?
9
Good. 9 times x, and that will give us what, Braden?
9x.
9x. Good. And then number 11. Who's number 11? All right, Ty. What are we going to do next? 18 times 11, and what will we get with that? 198. Okay, so we now have our equation that we're going to solve. 9x equals 198. All right, who is number 25? All right, Delilah, what are we going to do now?
You're going to divide both the numbers by 9.
By 9. Why did you choose 9 to divide by?
Because 9 to x.
Because 9 is multiplied to x, and we have to do the inverse operation, which is division, so we divide both sides. And what is this number called when it's multiplied to the variable?
Coefficient.
The coefficient. Good job. Okay, so if we divide 9x by 9, what are we going to get? Number 4. What's 9x divided by 9? No. Just x. Good. And then, what's 198 divided by 9?
22.
22. And that's 22 what?
22 home runs.
Home runs. Good. Okay. How many of you got that one correct? Good job. All right. Number 3. Mom made 72 truffles in 8 days. How many days will it take her to make 99 truffles? So the first thing we're going to do is set that up in words. Number 17. Who's number 17? Okay, Brianna. How do we set that up in words? Truffles to days. That is correct. And now our given ratio is 72 truffles to 8 days. And it says, how many days will it take her to make 99 truffles? So number 10. Who's number 10? Okay. Maddie, what are we going to put here on the other side of our proportion?
On the top, 99 truffles.
Okay. And what on the bottom?
X.
And what does that X represent?
The days.
The days. X days. Okay. And so now we're going to solve. We're going to do our cross product. 72 times X gives us what, everybody?
72X.
Equals, and then we're going to cross product 8 times 99. And what is 8 times 99, everybody? 792. And what are we going to do next, everybody?
Divide both sides by 72.
Divide both sides by 72. Because we're dividing by our coefficient. We divide 72x by 72 and we're left with x equals. And so how many days will it take Mom to make 99 truffles, Matthew? 11 days. It's very important that you put your units on every one of them. Number 4. Izzy read a total of 24 books over 12 months. If Izzy has read 36 books so far, how many months has she been with her book club? All right, let's first set this up in words. Who's number, do we have a 26 in here? Okay. 13. Who's 13? Okay, Walker, set this one up in words for me. Books to months. Okay, and who's number 24? All right, tell me, what is our given ratio?
72 truffles.
No, we're on number 4.
24 books in 12 months.
24 books to 12 months. And then number 7. Who's number 7? Okay, Justin, what is going to be the other side of our proportion here?
36 books over X.
36 books over X. And X is going to represent our months. And so now we're going to do our cross product. 24 times X gives us 24X equals, and then we're going to do a cross product again. 12 times 36 is what? 432. And then what are we going to do, everybody? By 24. Divide both sides by 24 because that is our coefficient. So when we divide this side by 24, we're isolating this variable, and it's x. And what's 432 divided by 24? 18, and that's going to be 18 what? Months. So in 18 months, Izzy should read 36 books. Number 5. Mrs. Johnson collected 35 cans of food in 7 days. How many days will it take her to collect 50 cans? All right. Number 12. Who's number 12? All right, Kaya. What are we comparing in words? Cans to days. Okay. Number 20. Who's number 20? Austin. What is our given ratio here? 35 cans to 7 days. And then what's the rest of our proportion? Number 15. Who's number 15? All right, Braden. What's the rest of our proportion here? 50 cans over x, and x represents days. Okay, and we're going to do our cross product. 35 times x gives us what? 35x equals cross product 7 times 50, which is what? 350. And then what are we going to do next? Divide both sides by 35, because 35 is our what? Coefficient. So we get left with, we isolate our variable, x equals, and what? 10. 10 days. Number 6. Daniel's graduation will cost $9 for every 3 people who attend. At most, how many attendees can there be if Daniel budgets a total of $18 for his graduation? So, in words, what are we comparing? Number 19. Dollars to people. And you may have chosen to say graduation attendees or attendees. It's okay as long as you know what it's representing. Okay, number 12. What is our given ratio here? $9 to 3 people. And the rest of our proportion, number 25. $18 to X people. Okay. So we're going to do our cross product. 9 times X gives us 9X equals, and 3 times 18 gives us 54. And what are we going to do? Divide both sides by 9. That's our coefficient. So we're left with x equals what?
6 people.
6 people. Number 7. The family spent $48 over the course of 3 weeks. How much will they spend in 4 weeks? Setting it up in words first. Number 5. Who's number 5? Okay, Dathan. Dollars to weeks. And what is our given ratio? Number 21. $48 over 3 weeks. Remember to make sure you include your units. And finish our proportion out there, number 4.
60. 4 weeks is...
Where would the 4 weeks go?
At the bottom.
At the bottom. We're going to put 4 weeks. Because remember, we have weeks, weeks, weeks. And so what's going to go on the top of our proportion?
X.
X. And that would be X. And we're talking about the money there. So we're going to cross product. 3 times X gives us
3x.
And 48 times 4 gives us
192.
192. And what are we going to do now? Divide both sides by 3. And we're going to isolate this variable by dividing it by 3. And we get x equals $64. Number 8. Bella ran a total of 16 miles over the course of 8 track practices. How many track practices would it take for Elena to run 20 miles? Who's number 18? All right, Saul. We're doing it in words. So Bella ran a total of 16 miles over the course of 8 track practices. So what would we have to put in words? What over what? Miles over practice. Okay. and